And we're back with the Blind Mole. I'm Joby.
And I'm Mole, and today we are counting down the top 10 greatest battle songs in movie history. Before we get to that top 10 list, we wanted to hit you with 5 songs that barely missed the cut. These are 5 songs you should definitely check out if you haven't already, because they are almost as good as the top 10.
Coming at you, number 15 is The Ultimate War from Hook, composed by John Williams in 1991. This is what you get when you put together Bamboo and Coconut Armor with Rufio, Pirates, and Lost Boys.
Number 14, The Matrix Reloaded, gave us one good thing at least, the Chateau scene with the Chateau fight by Rob Dugan. Now this track really, really amps up the level of coolness and is actually a great track to work out to.
Number 13, Holy Smokes. Daniel Pemberton gave us this gem with Run Londinium from the film King Arthur in 2017.
Number 12 came to us in 2013. A lot of new songs on this list you're going to find out. And from Ender's Game, the track is Commander, and it features a great theme by our man Steve Jablonsky.
Steve!
He's awesome. And this track is the best thing about that movie.
Number 11 brings you The Tuareg Attack from The Mummy. Jerry Goldsmith, 1999. Amazing. Just before the turn of the millennium. Gave us something wonderful.
Way better than the Tom Cruise Mummy. And without further ado, we are bringing to you our top 10 battle songs of all time. Hit it. Coming in, our first entry on this list, number 10, Charging Fort Wagner from the epic soundtrack Glory by the late James Horner from 1989. This was my favorite James Horner track growing up, even after Titanic had come out and Braveheart. Charging Fort Wagner was the track at the end when they charge up that freaking hill and all get slaughtered. It's so sad, but so awesome. This cue is often denigrated by critics as pulling several references from Wagner and ORFF. And this might be true, but the resulting merging of styles is still frightfully effective. And frankly, we don't care. We don't care who rips off who if it's awesome.
At number 9, we have How to Train Your Dragon, Coming Back Around by John Powell from 2010. This is arguably the best score from an amazing animated film, and we just love this soundtrack, specifically this song. One of the reasons we love it is how it incorporates all the major themes from across the entire soundtrack in this one track. And John Powell, he got his first Academy Award nomination for this score and lost out to The Social Network. Lame, but 2010 was an incredibly crazy stacked year for soundtrack and amazing movie themes. The soundtrack actually was criticized a little bit because it employed Scottish and Irish tones in a film primarily made for Vikings, but granted, these Vikings were on an island named Berg and were flying around on dragons, so we can buy into the fantasy a little bit.
Number 8 on our list is Courtyard Apocalypse from Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2, 2011 by Alexandre Desplat. Now Desplat puts in probably the slowest of the tracks on this list, but it's surprisingly effective as a build-up and really cool moment in the series. Maybe the best moment in my eyes in the Harry Potter series, when they sweep over the entire battle, showing all these different fights going on, and you hear this song with like the impending doom of he who must not be named. We all know Harry Potter's great because of John Williams, but you have to give these other composers their due. And in this track, Desplat really, really shines.
Number 7, we bring you Star Wars Episode 1, Duel of the Fates from John Williams. Holy smokes, man. If there was one song that just like defined me as a young man that just wanted to do battle with all things evil and with red and black tattoos and spiky horns sticking out of their head, it was this song. One really cool thing about this song is that it's based on an ancient Welsh poem called Cod Gadw, probably butchering that, but it's translated as Battle of the Trees, and was then sung in Sanskrit, which is an ancient Indic language based out of India. Williams compared the setting of the battle to a pagan altar, and that the duel itself, quote, seems like a dance or a ballet, a religious ceremony of some kind, probably ending in the death of one of the combatants. Spoiler alert, Qui-Gon doesn't make it.
Entry team, set your charge.
The greatest superhero movie of all time deserved a song like this, and this is the battle song when he goes in and finally takes on the Joker. Zimmer and Howard both believed that creating a heroic theme that a viewer could hum would ignore the complexity and darkness of the Batman. So they intentionally created a theme and a track that you could not hum very well to really give the Batman what makes this movie so awesome. And I called it the Action Ice theme for a reason, because it harkens back to Batman Begins when he's fighting on the ice in that so epic scene with Qui-Gon Jinn.
The training is nothing. The will is everything. Go hit him!
At number 5, we have Fourth Aerlingus from Lord of the Rings by Howard Shore in 2002. This is an awesome moment of the film when you have Éomer, Karl Urban freaking just like got his long hair, looking great in his armor, just ready to kick some butt. So something you gotta know is that Eorl was the name of the first king of Rohan. So Aerlingus is the people of Rohan. So as they're yelling this is their battle cry, basically saying, charge, you know, as they're about to roll in on their cavalry and just decimate the enemy. And with a little help from the White Wizard, naturally.
Maybe the two most explosive composers of our day teamed up to create the ultimate theme. Zimmer claimed after this movie that he would be no longer doing superhero movies. This would be his last, his swan song. But he lied because he's doing X-Men Dark Phoenix. This song was recorded on an electric cello by Zimmer's ace of spades, Tina Guo. And this track had better be Wonder Woman's theme until the end of time, because no one's ever gonna come up with a better theme for Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman, all the world is waiting for you.
We really believe this is the greatest space battle track of all time, hands down. What's really powerful about it is comparing it to the rest of Williams' work, that you have these really grandiose, majestic themes. Listen carefully to this song to really like feel the motion, hear the instrumentation, and see the mood kind of just move in the piece. And Empire Strikes Back, just remember this song takes place in the same soundtrack that included Imperial March and Yoda's theme, and this one just comes out as an amazing space battle piece that really represents the Falcon.
Now let's cut right to the controversy. In June of 2006, agents representing the estate of Gustav Holst filed a lawsuit claiming that Zimmer plagiarized materials from the planets. Which begs the question, did Ridley Scott have Zimmer use the planets as temp tracks when they edited this movie? But our response is, who the heck cares? He can plagiarize all he wants. To us, this is the ultimate track for a war scene. Best ever.
This is it. This is the top #1 battle scene track of all time, okay? And we know so many of you are not gonna agree with this, but you know what? Jump off a cliff, because this is it. We're drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is the one. Even Zimmer, the man, he backs it up himself saying, and I quote, absolutely phenomenal and mind-blowingly brilliant. But he probably said it in a much cooler, in a cooler way. Mad props to Junkie XL for this one. He spent the better part of a year composing this soundtrack, and he performed almost all of it himself, excluding the strings and the brass. Stay tuned next month for our next ranking breakdown, and tell us what you think. What do you agree with? What do you totally disagree with? We really want to know what made your #1. Thanks for joining us on The Blind Mole. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Next time.